For me, history has always been one of my pet subjects. I am always reading. I'm always digging. I'm always looking. Because I tell you, I say I'm a radical.
Critically.
So answer, you tell me what you think, how you explain it. You know, that is what you say, but I say no, man. Understand the history of the people. Understand the culture of the people in those times, and then it will make sense to you. You have to see through your eyes. If you don't understand the culture and history of people during those times and the custom, it will not make any sense to you.
Some man don't interested in white man history.
That's not true, I don't think, Mr. Hacker, are you sure?
Most black people don't interested in white man history. I find that over here.
But this is not just about white people's history anymore. This is a human history.
They should recognize that it's about their history too, maybe.
But I usually have a lot of colored tourists.
See, that's why.
Because I felt like this is my history.
See what happened? The colored people now tell you about their history, slave part of the history. So my ancestors, they were in slavery. And you white man do it and blah, blah, blah. Right? Although my ancestors never had anything to do with slavery. Because they came here just the time of emancipation.
And just in the same position as the slaves.
Same position.
The same class
even
position.
Poorer, because if slaves knew their way around, we didn't know what crops to plant, what climates they were. So it took us quite a while to phase out. To know exactly what to do. That's why we had to take care of the slaves.
Yes, of course.
To survive.
And learn from them, because you didn't know what you could plant and how it would work. And they knew it,
Yes.
Critically.
So answer, you tell me what you think, how you explain it. You know, that is what you say, but I say no, man. Understand the history of the people. Understand the culture of the people.
Home. After a lot of problem, you get what you were looking for.
We've been Negroes, and from niggas we went to Negroes. From Negroes we went to blacks. From blacks we went to African Americans. And why? We are Africans.
After being so long in the Western world, it's a joy to be back in Africa, but it is a very great challenge.
You have to want Africa for Africa to want you.
Is it really home? Can we make it our home?
My name is Sonia Barrett, and I'm going to talk about my work, which was commissioned by CARISCC. It's called The Difficult Conversation. This work is made up of a chair given to me by Khadija Ibrahim, a spoken word poet who not only makes her own way in the world as a poet, but also enables other people to travel that path too. She gave me a chair, and I started to open up the chair in her house, and I discovered mouths in the chair, and I felt that the chair wanted to speak of itself, and the chairs wanted to tell of themselves. I started to make this work. It tells of the effort required to articulate yourself as an objectified individual. So how is it that you speak from yourself once you've been objectified? Such an articulation is tenuous. It's actually insecure, which is why the work is hanging from quite fragile threads, which are mostly harvested from the chair itself. So the work is full of speech acts of aggression, acts of defense, acts of filtering. The speech is gendered, it's raised. The silence is as visible as the speech act. And I wanted to show the quantity of speech, its physicality, and its weight in a room. And in this sense, even the height of the hang is important, and that it enables children to pass under the work. And so sometimes there is conversations that are literally over the heads of children, but they still can sense and feel their weight and precarity of those conversations. I discovered that this piece has a particular grammar when I was working in my mother's room. She gave me a room to work in, her bedroom. I didn't have anywhere after I'd left Khadija's house. And so some parts were getting damaged or were dropping, and I was realizing I was always putting them back in the same place. So there's a definite order for all of these things. All of this speech is ordered, and there's a grammar to it. The research for the work happened in the north of England. I spoke to black elders in Leeds and in Derby, and I realised that some of the conversations were very difficult, and the thread running through the most difficult conversation was attempts to articulate yourself beyond some of the tacit norms and conventions in the black community, and that definitely fed into this piece. So having to speak of yourself from yourself, and not having anything else to hang it on but essentially you. The week that I finished this piece, Walcott died, and there is a huge Caribbean literary tradition. But I wanted in this work to talk about the weight of black oral culture in the context of dominant written cultures. With this piece, given the importance of orality in the black vernacular, this work is a turning point in my practice, and it was facilitated by black communities in the north of England, but also the intellectual context of CARISCC, whose papers enabled me to consider creative acts of survival, resilience and bodaciousness as essentially speech acts of declaration and of silence. Both are in this piece.